Hey guys, it's me, Mr. Arzard, and we're back for Blastburn Radio Season 3 Invitational Draft League, which is a doubles draft league. It's VGC format. Super exciting. I'm really looking forward to getting started. We already had our draft, and that's what this is. We're going to be breaking down the draft really quick. Now, I'm not going all crazy with the slides and stuff like that. I just got a general layout here of my team, and I figured I'd just kind of tell y'all what I was thinking on when I drafted what I drafted here. We did have to deviate from our original draft board a little bit, and I'll get into that in just a second. But we did get a lot of what we wanted, starting with our G-Max Mon, which is right above me, our Orbeetle. And the idea with the Orbeetle was its G-Max move sets gravity. So what we wanted to do is draft a lot of Pokemon that can benefit from the effects of gravity. And for those who don't know, basically what gravity does is it makes anything that is flying, or levitating, grounded. So, like, Pokemon that have levitate can now be hit by ground type moves. Also, it increases accuracy. So Pokemon that have hustle, for example, like the Dracozolt that we drafted as one of our S tier mons, gets the damage boost from hustle, but doesn't get any of the drawbacks of hustle, which when you have hustle, you have increased damage but decreased accuracy. When gravity is active, we don't have to worry about that. It's perfect. So that's why we actually drafted Dracozolt to go with the Orbeetle. We also went ahead and got Excadrill as an S tier mon. Now Excadrill was kind of an audible. We didn't initially plan on getting Excadrill because we were going to try and have a secondary theme of a Sun team. That ended up not working out. For a couple different reasons. Basically what happened when we were drafting is we really wanted Indeedee to set Psychic Terrain. Both Indeedees were gone before we even got to our first pick. So what we decided for a terrain setter, we would get a nice value pick. You can see down there in tier C, we got Thwackey. So Thwackey is going to be our terrain setter. So once we got Thwackey, okay, we have grass type coverage. I really wanted to get Flapple, which you can see was my other tier C because it has hustle, and we want another hustle mon that can benefit from the effects of gravity. So we thought Flapple would be really good, and we didn't want to get any more grass type Pokemon, and that's the problem. That's why we couldn't draft Sun. We couldn't draft Sun because we already have enough grass type Pokemon. Anything that benefits from Sun, which would either be a fire type Pokemon or a grass type Pokemon with like Chlorophyll, we didn't want to draft all that, right? We wanted Flapple for hustle. We didn't even plan on getting Thwackey, but we ended up getting it just because we really wanted a train setter, because a train setter goes really good with something like Hawlucha, who is Unburdened, or even if we wanted to run Unburdened Leopard, which we got for our tier B pick. We have Unburdened users, which when you send them into train and you have a seed on them, so for example, we'll have a Grassy Seed, it gives them a +2 defense boost, and when they're unburdened, it doubles their speed. So it's really, really good to have those unburdened users with a train setter. So that's kind of what I had in mind with that. Also, Leopard gets Prankster. Prankster is phenomenal, especially in a doubles format. We're going to definitely get good use out of that. And then every once in a while, if you want to mix it up and bring unburdened Leopard, maybe we can do that. We'll see what happens. You know, we take each week step by step and kind of see what we think best fits our opponent for that week. But we ended up, like I said, we did end up going with Excadrill because instead of Sun, we went with Sand. You can see our tier B pick was Gigalith. I think it's really, really good tier B value. Gigalith has a really good attack stat. It hits really hard, very bulky if you want it to be. It's a great Pokemon if you want to just like Dynamax and like slap a weakness policy on it, because it's going to be super bulky and you can get that nice +2 boost from weakness policy, and you can set Sand. So if you want to bring something like Excadrill who gets Sand Rush or Sand Force, I can either get an attack boost or a speed boost depending on the matchup that week. Excadrill is just really, really good with Gigalith, so there's really good synergy there. We wanted a good redirection Pokemon, so we drafted Clefairy. Clefairy is extremely bulky, doesn't hit quite as hard obviously as Clefable, but it's actually more bulky, so it can take a lot more damage. Plus its ability is Friend Guard, which in a doubles format is extremely good. I mean, what Friend Guard does is it boosts the defensive stats of your allied Pokemon. So when Clefairy's on the field, everything on the field on my side is a little more bulky, which is excellent. That's exactly what we want. We ended up getting Silvally. We didn't originally draft Silvally. Originally, we drafted Dugtrio. Decided, we already have Excadrill. Anything that we could really use Dugtrio for, other than Arena Trap, we could do basically with Excadrill. Other than Sucker Punch, Dugtrio does get access to Sucker Punch, but in hindsight, we thought Silvally would be a better fit. It's really a Swiss Army knife. It could be any type that we want it to be. It gets lots of really good support moves. You can go offense if you want to. Silvally has a lot of good value for a lot of different reasons. We already touched on Gigalith, and Leopard obviously gets Unburden and Prankster, and really good set of moves to go with that Prankster. Thwackey is our terrain center, and also gets a really good moveset. All the things that make Rillaboom good, Thwackey can do. It just doesn't hit as hard. But that's the thing, is if we want to lead with a Thwackey lead with Hawlucha and just go ahead and max the +2 defensive Hawlucha and start clicking max Knuckle, we're going to start getting attack boost on that Thwackey, and that Thwackey's going to hit really hard. And with the Eviolite, it's deceptively bulky. People don't realize how bulky this thing actually is. I think at tier C, Thwackey is an absolute steal. And again, Flapple gets Hustle, which goes really, really well with the Gravity attack that we're going to be using on our G-Max Orbeetle. It also gets access to Grassy Glide, which is excellent. It's going to go really well next to Thwackey as well if we wanted to run that. And here's something else to keep in mind. When we have Gravity, that gives us the option to use moves like Sing with Clefairy, who's really bulky. We'll be able to put things to sleep. Something like maybe Hypnosis. I know Orbeetle gets Hypnosis. Galarian Rapidash gets Hypnosis, and this is another thing. All right, our tier D picks. We went with Quagsire and Galarian Rapidash. People have been talking so bad about Galarian Rapidash that I was I almost picked it just to show everyone this thing isn't as bad as you think it is. This thing, it's got a really solid moveset. Sorry, my camera was freaking out there for a second. Yeah, it'd be nice if it was a little bit faster, and maybe if its abilities were a little bit better. I mean, it's not the best Pokemon, but I think for tier D, look, I could use this thing as an Imprisoner, because it gets Imprison, it gets Trick Room, it gets Expanding Force, it gets Ally Switch. These are all moves that if I want to run an Imprison Galarian Rapidash, it's fast enough where I'm going to be able to get those moves off, and then your support mon's not going to be able to do anything, which is going to be excellent. It definitely has value in that alone. Then we have Quagsire. Quagsire does a lot of different things. I think it's really good tier D value. It can yawn, it can put people to sleep, gets Water Absorb, it gets Unaware, which in a meta that includes Dynamaxing, which is just boost. Having Unaware is really, really nice. And yeah, I just feel this team, I'm really, really happy with the team. I was looking statistically, we have the way our little Google Sheets page for the league is, each team has the average stats and stuff like that. Of all the teams in the league, my average base stats are the lowest, but I don't think I have the worst team. I think I'm really, really happy with my team. I am really happy with my team. Yeah, there were a couple things that I wanted that I didn't get. I really wanted Ninetales for be a Sunsetter. I was thinking about running a couple Chlorophyll Mons, but that didn't work out. But you know what? I think we audibled, and I think it's going to be for the better. I do think I like what I have now a lot more. We do have our first match coming up here in a few days. We've already prepped for that. We're going to try and breed all of our Pokemon legitimately, at least everything that we can. Sometimes there will be exceptions, but we're not going to use any illegitimate shinies. I just wanted to throw that out there. We have a shiny Excadrill. I think that's going to end up being our only shiny, unless I end up getting lucky with something else. But so far, I've bred about half the team with multiple different natures and stuff like that, and the only shiny I have is Excadrill. I know no one cares about that, but I do, because I like shiny Pokemon. But yeah, that's it. I know I'm not going super in-depth. I just wanted to kind of go over my roster really quick, explain why I drafted who I drafted, what I was thinking. If y'all have any questions, just drop some in the comments, reach out to me, join my Discord. We talk competitive Pokemon all the time in there. It's gonna be really fun this season. I'm really looking forward to it. And yeah, if you want to follow along, I'll be posting videos every week. I'll probably do team builders as well as actual match videos, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. And I'm really looking forward to the season. So yeah, thanks for stopping in, guys. You have a good one.